I am him.
Cut it out! It ain't funny!
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We do have a video of him with his nips out.
Yeah, my picks have been shit this year.
Changing it. Oh, he's taking it off.
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome into week 2 of the NFL here on From the 50. We are live from the St. Louis, Missouri studios. TJ Weber, the great Nick Tolley, the great Big Webb, and Nick Yale. Zach Zook might be in the waiting room. I gotta get going with this. We had to get everything set up, and Zook's late, damn it. He acts like he was up till 4 in the morning doing PFF stuff. So, Tolley, I don't know whose name is what now.
Yeah, you know, we leave him alone for 1 week, make him do the show by himself, and then week 2, he just is all by himself, doesn't come in.
I get it, you know, big shot. I work for PFF. Look at me, and all of a sudden, you know, he can be a little late. So let's go to Big Webb first. Big Webb, how we doing, sir? How we doing?
I'm doing well, man. Hey, don't be picking on Zook, man. He earned it. He covered for us last week.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. He's actually, I see him laughing. I'm going to get him fired up here in a second. But hold on. Zook, you're not on, sir. Dad, give a hot take. What do you think today? Or that's Nick. Here you go. Dad, give a hot take. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you right now, let me just give you just a tip for partying in general. When you're out in wine country in the middle of Missouri, just keep it down to a couple bottles. That's it. Don't go too strong on Saturday. It messes up Sunday morning. That's all I'm going to say.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I think we do have the great Zach Zook now. Where's he at? Hold on a second. Zach Zook. Showing a stream. There he is. Zach Zook. Hey, there he is. Mr. Zook. How are you?
You guys got me okay?
Oh, we got you. And all. What's up, brother?
I'm in
How we doing?
mid-season form, baby. Hopping in like right on cue here. You know, I do my one excuse is that because of the freaking rain, I didn't get home till like 2 in the morning.
Holy
And I'm trying to set up the mixer here for the very first time, and I'm having all sorts of audio problems connecting the mixer. So that's my excuse. But
well,
yeah,
gentlemen,
sorry about that. I did
good.
not mean to stress out the new father.
All good. Hey, I'm stressed enough. It's fine. This is nothing. Trust me, it's nothing. Zach Zook, by the way, awesome job last week filling in for week 1. Zook, I appreciate it, man. It was a big moment for our family. We really needed that help, and I appreciate you jumping in and taking the reins.
Of course, brother. Of course.
How we doing, everybody? Nick Yale, live from where the hell are you this week?
Dallas. Well, down in Dallas today, going to the Cowboys-Jets game, so I get to see Dak Prescott live and in person. No Aaron Rodgers today, which is going to suck. But, yeah, here at the new apartment, the new digs, and happy because the Jacksonville Jaguars are going 2-0 today.
Yeah, well, Detroit Lions are right there as well. I did actually bench Dak in fantasy today for Jared Goff, so we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, it's exciting. Big Webb just got back he's on his way back from a wine trip. Nick Tolley, we haven't seen shit, man, since Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, you know, had a big soccer game I had to run last week, so I had to miss the show, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but...
Did they win at least?
No,
okay,
of course not.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It was worth it then, it sounds like. It was worth it. Well, if you guys are new to the show, first of all, welcome. This is From the 50. First time we've had the full crew since Super Bowl, I believe. Was everybody on Super Bowl? I want to say.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's right. So it's good to have good to have everybody back and talking fantasy. If you guys are brand new, you can call in. It's fromthe50.com, fromthe50.com. We're live on From the 50 on TikTok, on YouTube, on the Weber Bets TikTok as well. Give us a follow, man. You know, we always say we're different, and the reason is because we try to get the audience involved as much as we possibly can. You wouldn't know it by that little intro, and we all just talked about our own lives, but usually we make it about the audience. So send in your fantasy questions, call in with your picks, whatever you may have. We're going to have a lot of fun today, and excited about the day. So let's go ahead and get started here in the chat. JJ says, Brandon Ayuk or D-Hop today? Gentlemen, I'll let you take that.
Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
No doubt?
Yeah.
No doubt.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he had a...
D-Hop's got a little injury. I say Ayuk.
Yeah.
He's active today, but yeah, he was questionable.
He had a massive... I mean, Ayuk had a massive week last week.
Yeah.
Debo's just been kind of... I know it's week 1, but he's just been really not around lately. Like, even into going back to last season, you know, I had him... I think I took him 3rd overall, like my 3rd-round pick, and he just... I don't know what happened. I mean, he was like probably top 5 most electric players in the NFL and then just dropped off. It's wild.
Yeah. I think Christian McCaffrey had a large part to do with that. Once they traded for McCaffrey, his role kind of went down.
Yeah, and I honestly thought he was going to be able to get more opportunities with the defense focusing on
Right.
McCaffrey. Did not happen that way,
Yeah.
for sure. Ricky says, Kincaid or Ertz today? I mean, is Ertz even a start? I mean, I feel like the Cardinals, you can't even touch anybody on the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's
Go ahead, Tyler.
it's tough with Kincaid too because they're running this 12 personnel. So every time Dawson Knox is also on the field, they might run the ball. The Bills' offense, you have no idea what they're doing right now. So it's really tough to count on a tight end or running back from them in fantasy.
100%. 100%. I agree with that. Let's see. Pick 2, full PPR. It's Dobbs, DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, or how do you say his name? Puka?
Puka.
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 Puka had a little bit of an injury this week. I definitely think DJ Moore and I like Judy there too. I think Judy's gonna have a comeback year with Russell Wilson now. Who the Broncos playing today?
Broncos are playing.
Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders. That's
Commanders
correct.
At home,
Yes.
right? Yeah, I like Judy.
There is no Christian Watson today, though, so Dobbs could get some extra targets there.
No, that's not bad. Dobbs was actually, I mean, Jordan Love looked pretty good. Zook, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, is it a fluke or he looked kind of rough early, but I mean, overall they won the game, so he did fine.
I don't know. I was pretty encouraged. 1 week does not a season make, but he was great on third down. He was efficient. It's the Bears, right? Now that's like what everybody's saying. But we were supposed to lose to the Bears, so yeah. I don't know. I think that it was big to get the first win in the rivalry to kind of keep the status quo. And he looked under control, but I think again, like we'll see against the Falcons, every week's going to be a test. I think he's definitely going to have some games where he looks awful.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just growing pains, but he looked better than I thought he would, and I really want him to suck. So.
What a way to start your career and get some confidence, though. You go from the Bears to the Falcons. That's a great 2 weeks to start your career.
That's a good start, absolutely. Let's see. Travis says,
hey, if I got to pick 2 guys. Sorry.
Little delay. That's all right. Go ahead.
Hello. No. I'm just gonna say, if I got to pick 2 guys out of that group, I hate all of them except for DJ Moore. So mine too would be DJ Moore and DJ Moore is all I say.
There you go.
Not funny anymore because of the delay, but no.
Right. Garrett Wilson or Romeo Dobbs? That's from Samuel. I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, that's probably the stupidest question we've had all day. No offense, but you start Garrett Wilson until I don't know. I know Rodgers is done, but it's Garrett Wilson. I mean, you start Garrett Wilson. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
That's the easiest thing of all time. Let's see. Should I start T-Law or Richardson? That's from Ricky. Nick, I'll let you take this one.
Trevor Lawrence going to have another big day today, even against that Chiefs offense with Chris Jones coming back. So I would definitely start T-Law there. Calvin Ridley looked like the best wide receiver in the league last week rather, and I think combined with my guy ETN in the backfield and Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, they got so many weapons on that team, and Trevor's only going to get better throughout the year. So
I guess you didn't watch the Tyreek Hill game, obviously.
The what game?
Tyreek Hill. He had like 1,000,000 yards and 8 touchdowns or something.
Like Calvin Ridley, though.
Ever heard of him?
Ever heard of him?
For a guy that you haven't seen in 2 years, I mean, Calvin Ridley was the best player on the field last week.
Yeah, well, that's one opinion.
Best wide receiver in the league that hasn't played in 2 years.
Right. Let's see. Keenan Allen, Waddle, Ayuk. Pick 2. I will say Waddle for sure.
Waddle and Ayuk.
And then I'm gonna go. Yeah, I gotta go Brandon Ayuk too. I agree. Who would have thought? I mean, like, I know Keenan Allen's been in the league for like ever, but...
That sounded like my night last night. Waddle and Ayuk.
Oh, that's a good one.
Big Web
There
starting
it is.
early with them.
This is good. See, anybody that doesn't know the show, you would be a little upset about the delay. I actually love it because it's going to make for great clips. It's just you sit there and Dad's on a delay where I say, "How about Brandon Ayuk?" and I go into a next thought. He goes, "Yeah, Ayuk sucks." Like a half hour later, it's fantastic.
I'm also pretty sure he made that exact same Waddle and Ayuk joke last year on a fantasy question.
I think I made
He
that
did
joke.
not. He did not. It's absolutely. Rewind the tape, Charlie. No, it's not happening.
I made that joke. That's what. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. DJ Moore or Puka from Jack. Is it Puka or Puka?
There you go.
Like the
Same
shells.
thing.
Puka.
Yeah, he
Same
plays
joke.
for the Rams.
I think
Same
it's
joke.
Puka Nakua.
Puka. Okay. Puka Nakua, is that his name?
Yeah.
That's how you say it?
Yeah.
That's hard to say. As a broadcaster, Zook, I know you understand the same thing. You see that on the
Exactly,
roster
yeah.
and you just sweat.
That one, at least, like, it rhymes, you know? Like, I'll take that every day over some of the other ones.
Yeah. You hope that he's like a third string defensive lineman, not like the quarterback. You know what I mean?
Like I'll take Puka Nakua over the Titans tight end. You know who that is, right, TJ?
No. That's not Alberto or whatever. right?
Chigozum Okonkwo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
we had a
Spell check. Spell check.
Yeah, right. We had an Egwanwu in college before, and I was like, dude, I don't even know how to say this.
That's just
We
a
did.
number all day.
Yeah.
No, number 12 caught
I
that
had
one.
that for breakfast the other day.
Let's see. Have you heard about? Oh, I don't care about that. It's all flight cancellation. Wait. Oh, have you heard about all the flight cancellations out of New York? Jets are going to get grounded at 3:25. Is that true? Something going on at the airports? I don't know. Who fucking cares? Pick 2: Dylan, Kelly, Judy, Dotson, or Dobbs.
That's too many names.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that one too. Thanks for watching. How about
there is no Aaron Jones today, so Dylan is not a bad play.
Dylan's a good play. I like
Yeah.
that as well. Should I trade Chubb for Stevenson and Walker PPR? That's from Kinney.
Chubb for Stevenson and Walker PPR. Yeah,
Yes.
I'd probably do that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see. I accidentally drafted both Lions running backs out of both. I accidentally drafted both Lions running backs. Who should I replace? Should I replace one with Josh Kelly? Do not replace Jahmyr Gibbs. Do not touch Jahmyr Gibbs.
You can bench David Montgomery and start
Fellas, I actually just traded for Jahmyr Gibbs, and I gave up Cooper Kupp for him. And I actually liked the trade. I gave up Cooper Kupp,
Good trade.
and who else was it? Your boy, second receiver from the Bills. Can't think of his name.
Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis for
McKenzie.
Gibbs and Terry McLaurin. So
Okay.
not bad.
I mean, Cooper Kupp's not going to play all year, so that was a great
That's
trade
a great
by you.
trade for me. I mean,
Yeah.
get another running back. Why not? We are live, everybody, here on week 2 for From the 50. We got 3 remote guys, but we're doing pretty good. We're doing good. I'm glad we got this set up and kind of getting back in the swing of things for the season. Obviously, if you have been paying attention, I just had a baby last Sunday, so a week old. Very exciting, but obviously I was sitting there on Saturday night and we were out. We had some dinner. We were kind of waiting for things to happen. And I said, this is good. We'll get to do the show tomorrow, kind of hang out, watch some football week 1. And then my wife woke me up at 1:30 in the morning and said, it's go time. So, and then Mr. Zook got a rude awakening, but he covered well. So that's
You know what the saving grace of that was, TJ, was that I was up anyways. I was up at 4 in the morning.
I knew it was gonna be I knew it was gonna be bad when I saw you text me at 1:30. I'm like, oof, it's gonna be a long day for Zook.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Javonte Williams, Nico Collins, Gabe Davis, OBJ, full PPR. You pick one?
Javonte Williams for that one.
That's a lot of choices.
Gabe Davis probably over any of those other wide receivers over the other two.
Yeah, Gabe Davis. Tally, what's wrong with your Bills? Because honestly, I can't trust them in fantasy. I can't trust them in sports betting. I can't trust them, period.
Bills are a horse cock lock.
Here was the problem last week. Nick's boy Trent over here picks the Bills. Then Gabe Davis, who's on my fantasy team, he picks his first touchdown scorer. I knew my day was ruined.
Yeah.
I'm 4 minutes from home on my way home from work. Lady rear ends me.
Oh no!
It was the worst day possible on Monday night. I knew that they were screwed from the start.
Hey, say what you will about Trent Ship Bets, though. He's hit 2 touchdown scorers on Thursday Night Football.
And he's got the Bills again today.
Yeah.
Tell him to quit betting on my Bills.
That's me.
Get off my back.
That's me helping him out, Tyler. Your Bills are going to win by 10 today. You're fine.
We'll see.
I don't know about that.
We'll see. I did see Trent got Hawkinson first TD. That was nice. That was nice.
I was nervous Thursday because Hawkinson's on my fantasy team too, and I was like, oh great, here we go.
Hey,
Yeah.
at 2.
You're looking in a rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gabe Davis or George Pickens or Elijah Moore. Pick one for my flex. That's from Rodriguez. So
I still don't Gabe Davis, honestly.
I don't
Yeah.
trust the Steelers at all. God, they
No.
suck.
No.
Their offense blows. Man.
I thought they were going to be much better than what they played like last weekend.
Agreed. I think I'd still would. Oh, I don't know. Elijah Moore did pretty good last week. I'd probably stay with Gabe Davis, though. I would.
Yeah, definitely stick with Gabe Davis
That's tough. You guys can call in from the50.com, from the50.com. Jump in on the conversation with myself, with Tolly, Big Web, Zook, Nick Yale, talking fantasy football, talking sports betting. If you guys want to jump in the conversation, you're welcome to call. Again, it's from the50, from the50.com. Check it out and jump in on the conversation. We'll get to picks here later on, gentlemen, as we get going. Want to give a shout out as well. If you guys are looking to go to a game, whether it's today even, you can go to SeatGeek.com. Use promo code WeberBets. That's WEBERBETS. On SeatGeek, get $20 off your first purchase by downloading the app and using promo code WeberBets. Helps the sponsors, helps us, helps you guys, and you get $20 off your ticket purchase. Why wouldn't you do it? SeatGeek.com, promo code WeberBets. You can follow all of our channels as well, all of our links and everything on FromThe50.com. Boys, real quick, I know we mainly want to stay with the comments, but thoughts on week one? Tali, I'll start with you.
I'm wearing my Josh Allen jersey. People can continue to doubt and shit on them. Josh Allen's my boy. I trust Josh Allen. They'll get back on track.
They'll get back on track. He has been pretty bad. Like, he has made a lot of mistakes, which is very rare, but it's early.
I think part of that play calling was and play design was a little bit of an issue on Monday. Let's not throw a bunch of screen passes or 50-yard bombs. Maybe mix it up somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah.
Don't call draw plays on 2nd and 15 in overtime. That's a little bit of a problem, but week one kinks, it's early. Work them out in September. It'll be fine.
They'll be fine. I think it's their division to take now, especially with Aaron hurt. I think the Jets will be better than people realize. It's actually one of my top picks today, taking them plus the points, but it's obviously going to be a big loss, and see how they replace him, whether Zach Wilson is actually the answer, if they're just covering their ass for 1 week until they figure out everything else. Dad, your thoughts on week one?
I'll tell you what, I liked Frisco, both sides of the ball. I think they were the best team last week on any game. Everybody else has things to work on. Tyreek Hill in Miami looked really good down there. So, a lot of things happened, a lot of things to work on, but those two kind of stuck out to me.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was, the Dolphins are also going to be a contender. I say it's the Bills division, but Tua proved it last year. He kind of showed what kind of quarterback he is, and he's just super solid, and they're quick and they're fast. They got two of the best receivers in the NFL. And sorry, I saw Mr. Zook walk in there. Does he want to pop on the show, Zach, or no?
It's the machine.
Greg Zook, Mr. Zook in the house. What's up, Mr. Zook?
There he is.
What's going on,
Do you
man?
want to say anything since you're here?
Hi, fellas. Go Lions.
God, he's got a voice of an angel.
Jay,
It's
there's
beautiful.
plenty of room on our bandwagon, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go, man.
He's a Lions fan.
2-0, baby. 2-0.
You didn't hear what I said.
Okay.
They're having a side conversation. We'll get back to the show here.
Everybody, the machine.
Mr. Zook in the house. Nick, your thoughts on week one?
Yeah, a lot of sloppy football in week one. I think a lot of the narratives that you see in week one are going to be kind of the opposite in week two. I think Chicago comes out today. I think Buffalo comes out today. A lot of these teams that need to bounce back weeks, you're going to see from them today. And then as far as the Dallas team goes down here in Dallas, we're going to get another good look at them today. But I think Mike McCarthy calling plays for Dak and switching to that West Coast South style offense, whatever that new offense is that they're running, like Dallas is really going to be a contender, especially if that defense stays healthy and holds up. Like, look out for Dallas and San Francisco too. I agree with Big Web being the two teams coming out of the NFC this year to look at as Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, 100%. I agree
Look
with
at
you.
Dick, home cooking, baby. Home cooking. He's loving that Dallas already.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, the thing is, their defense is great. Dak being kind of slow, like low on stats. They don't need him, but it's just
no. If he could be a game manager, more so than like a flashy, like big time quarterback, the whole storyline right now is with Dak and obviously with Trent down here in Dallas is his under interceptions, right? So it's just like, I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of flashiness from Dak and this year, and that's probably a detriment to CeeDee Lamb and his fantasy stock. I think Dak's just going to manage the game a little bit more and really rely on that defense and just not turn the ball over, and that's what's going to help them win games.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I would like McCarthy to stop making us fantasy owners sweat by pulling Tony Pollard out in goal line situations. Can just leave the guy on the field, please?
I actually picked up – I had a wild pickup week one just to see what they would do. Deuce Vaughn, I already dropped him. But, I just knew how Dallas is. Like, they could throw him out there. He could be the vulture and get 3 touchdowns, and so that didn't happen.
McCarthy tried.
He did. He put him out there a couple times, but I had to drop him. I was like, okay, I can't wait for him. Zook, your thoughts on week 1, sir?
You know, I thought it's always tough to decipher the overreactions. Like, you don't want to overreact to certain teams like the Bengals, right? Like, they were horrible, but it was rainy. They should be much better. But there are some things week 1 that, like, you might have a certain take or think that a team's going to be better or think that a team's going to be worse. Like, my huge disappointment was the Steelers.
Yes.
Like, I know they played the Niners, but I thought that was a team that was going to be a lot better and, like, maybe compete, like, for a wild card or, like, be in the mix for that division come December. And, like, holy shit, guys.
Bad.
That was awful. That,
Yeah.
like, looked like at the beginning of last year.
Yeah, and I don't understand all the hype on Kenny Pickett. I don't get it. He's fine,
He
but
looked so good preseason. That was where a lot of
Yeah.
it came from.
playing against third stringers. You
Yeah.
know, good for him. It's just it's so wild because I didn't expect much from Pittsburgh. Like, I think it's just such a tough division with, especially the way Cleveland played first couple weeks here, or first week, and then, you know, they got a big matchup today, or they play tomorrow, don't they? They play Monday night.
The Steelers and
Monday night.
Browns are
Monday night against the Steelers. So, but Baltimore looked good. Cincinnati looked really bad, but that was a little shocking. But maybe it was the weather, maybe it was a divisional game, whatever. But I think they're going to be fine. So
Joe didn't play preseason at all. He didn't play nothing in preseason.
and that's
Still
he
got
kind of
the-
it was the injury, yeah. So
Right.
I understand it. I get why. It's just there's a lot of interesting teams that you expected to perform better. Steelers were one, the Bengals were another, but the Steelers I think are just not good. That's the difference. So anyway, but week 1, I honestly really loved what the Lions did in Kansas City. Say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Yeah, Kelsey was out, whatever. Chris Jones was out, whatever. Lions still went into Arrowhead, won the game. It was pretty cool.
Are you worried about a little bit of a letdown this week after such a big win for them?
Big letdown, like they're going to lose at home?
Yeah, I mean, that was like a Super Bowl type win for them.
No, get the fuck out of here. It's Seattle. I will tell you, though.
A little bit of a hangover game?
You ready for the clip? Here we go. I guarantee if they beat the Seahawks today, they'll go at least 5-0 to start, I believe.
I don't know the rest of their schedule, so I can't really react that much.
Someone put it in the chat. I've looked at it recently. It's pretty favorable, if I will say. It's pretty favorable. So, yeah, that's week 1. Your thoughts are welcome. WeberBets.com. Actually, from the50.com. Hit the call button. Reese is asking Michael Thomas or T. Higgins today. T. Higgins a big goose egg last week in fantasy.
I mean, I tell you what, I'll be the first one to say it here, TJ. I know we talked about him on that little fantasy preview show before the season started, but Mike Thomas looked great last week. I'll definitely, see how it plays out the rest of the year. But I mean, Michael Thomas, if you're a fantasy owner and buying low on Michael Thomas, I think he's a great flex guy now.
So I have Michael Thomas. I've actually decided with Cooper out today, I have Amon-Ra my number 1. My number 2, I could either have Michael Thomas, Mike Williams, or Scary Terry. I'm going with Mike Williams against, who are they playing?
The Titans.
Titans. So their defense, their D-backs aren't too great, so I kind of like that. But what are your thoughts, Nick? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think any one of those 3 guys, I think you're going to get a good start. I still think it's a little bit too early in the season to really justify what some of these guys are going to do. Obviously, you got guys like Christian Watson, Amari Cooper, who are banged up, so you're starting the guys that are either not replacing them, but the number 2 guys on those teams. You saw Dobbs do really well last week for the Packers. So I think it's still too early in the season to really figure out hey, who's going to play, who's not going to play.
Right.
I think one guy or 2 guys that you don't want to start is literally any wide receiver or tight end on the Falcons. Like Ritter looked awful, and moving the ball there. I mean, you got Kyle Pitts and Drake London who were going pretty high and or mid round guys in fantasy drafts that just
Right.
are going to be worthless, I think, this year with Ritter.
Kyle Pitts is like the biggest fantasy bust in ever. The last 2 years, he's expected to do so much, and dude, he hasn't. It's probably the team he's on, but my
it's a team.
God,
He's going to get traded, or they're going to get him quarterback next year. And I think he'll be fine. But yeah, he's just dies in that offense.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
He was a little overhyped out of the draft too. He was major hyped.
He was great, so
He's got the skills, but I agree with you. I mean, if you're a tight end drafted in the top 10, you're expected to do a lot. So
I thought at Florida, I thought he was gonna be like the second coming of like Jimmy Graham or Tony Gonzalez. Like,
the way they were
he
talking,
was amazing.
Yeah, he was very good. He was very good. Let's see, Mike Williams. Oh, someone's giving me an answer. I appreciate that. Mike Williams over Amari Cooper. Let's see. Some people just like put letters out there. I can't read. There's like a bunch of just gibberish there. Running back 2, Zach Moss, Pacheco, Jay Hill, or Akers. That's from Rips.
Zach Moss.
Yeah, I think you got to go Zach Moss there.
He's going against the Texans.
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's getting getting healthier because I don't think, did he play last week?
No, he was out last week.
Yeah, so he's a full go today, and Kyron Williams is the guy now, I think, in Los Angeles. Cam Akers, I mean, I don't know what happened to Cam Akers. He was the best running back in the last 6 weeks, the end of last year, and McVay was super high on him in camp, but Kyron Williams dominated week 1.
Yeah, I picked him up, actually put him on my bench. I'm excited to see I don't need him. I mean, I got Mixon, Gibbs, and Miles Sanders right now, but he's a good fourth running back to have just in case. And maybe
about Kyron Williams, pride of Vianney High School.
Is that right? Vianney High School. I forgot about that. Yeah, we saw him. Dad and I saw him in South Bend. Dad was the Notre Dame running back. Yeah.
Oh, that guy's a stud. He was solid.
Oh, it's Dad's doing good. It's just tough when you drive. It's hard with the internets and stuff. Mixon or Rashad White? That's from Nick. Mixon all day.
Mixon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that. Let's see. Zach Moss or Pacheco? That's from Jake.
Moss.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are going to have a big day. I would probably go with Pacheco
I just
today.
don't trust Kansas City running backs.
I'm with you, TJ.
I just got to take Pacheco.
The
I don't
run
know.
game is just, I mean, they're going to get fucking squashed alive by the Jaguars D-line.
Says the Jaguars fan, so we'll ignore that take real quick.
Kansas City still they split backfield. They split the carries in Kansas City, so nobody gets time. You don't get enough. Give it to Moss.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
You're going to get more volume out of Zach Moss.
Yeah, do it that way.
Yeah.
That's the other hard part with Kansas City is they throw all those like little swing screens and stuff to Sky Moore. They have Rashee Rice. Like they use their wide receivers as running backs a lot.
Yeah.
So it's difficult with Pacheco.
And they're simply just not going to score there. It's not going to happen.
I mean, they'll score.
Pat Mahomes throwing 3 picks.
He ain't throwing 3 picks. Relax.
Okay.
Take him down to 2.5 and no sweat. Let's see. Rips is saying, thanks, guys. How can I listen to you guys? So we're live on TikTok every single Sunday on Weber Bets on From the 50. But also, if you guys want to watch the full broadcast and see all these other ugly mugs that are out there remote, you can go to YouTube. So it's easier, instead of going to YouTube and find us because we're still low on subscribers there, just go to the website, fromthe50.com, fromthe50.com. All of our links are there. YouTube, Twitch. I don't know if we're going to go live on Twitch as much. YouTube's the main focus. But you can see us on Instagram, on TikTok, all that good stuff. We're live every Sunday, and then the podcast feed, the link is also on the website, fromthe50.com. So appreciate it, man. Yeah, we'll be there. We're here every Sunday, and you can find the links easily. There you go. All right. Before we get to picks, guys, and then we're getting a little close to pick time, let's go through a couple more questions. Should I go Gibbs or Keenan? That's from Sonny. Keenan Allen, I'm guessing. I would go with Gibbs, obviously. Right?
Yeah, I think it is a must start in every league if you have him on your roster right now. He looked. I mean, I know they didn't utilize him in the second half of the game really last week, but he looked fucking phenomenal.
He is going to be amazing, and Campbell even said he's going to get more usage this week already.
Yeah.
So monster start for Jahmyr Gibbs. And yeah, I know I'm in a Lions jersey, I get it, but the dude's going to be a stud. I'm telling you right
Great
now.
showing from the first two.
I'll tell you what. You talk about swing passes. That guy's got that breakaway speed. I think it's good. It's just so fun to watch. I mean, Montgomery's good, but he doesn't have that kind of speed. I think he should get him more play, like you're saying.
Yeah, well, it's just him in the receiving game is going to be incredible. It's just
it honestly would have been a lot of fun. I mean, I know they're kind of the same player, but how good DeAndre Swift looked this week, like a healthy DeAndre Swift and Jahmyr Gibbs, if they were on the same team, even though they're basically the same player, like that would have been just unreal.
Yeah, I was getting chirped like crazy because I put a Instagram story out about how all the Swift owners before he got 170 yards rushing.
Yeah.
But he gets to the 1 yard line and they don't let him score. They take Jalen. They just throw Jalen in the end zone, and I can't blame them. It's like 95%. I feel like at this point that it happens. It's crazy.
That happened to him all last year too, though, with the Lions with Jamal Williams. So
Yeah.
he would do all the work and then get to the goal line and then get fucking hawked for the touchdown.
Yeah, and then of course the fucking NFL is trying to like say, oh, they might make it illegal. Like, just shut the fuck up. Like, it's a smart idea. They're doing good. Like, it obviously works. Like, just because something works doesn't mean you have to ban it. Let's calm down.
That's what I said last week, TJ. But as somebody that started DeAndre Swift on Thursday, I'm quickly changing my mind.
You're not biased at all, though. Just an honest take. Yeah.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, he would go down, right? Like on the one, he went.
Oh.
He would get the previous carry to go down on the one. I'm like, go down at like the 2 then.
I know.
So you get another carry.
Dude, I had a DraftKings lineup that he was the captain in, and I'm sitting there like waiting for the touchdown, and Jalen just falls into the end zone over and over. I'm like, God dang it. It's just, if you're an owner of Jalen Hurts, though, you love every second of that for sure. Okay, couple more, and we'll get to picks, and then we'll get right back to fantasy questions, everybody. Let's see. Jeremy says Pierce, Harris, and Mostert start 2 in full PPR.
Go
Go
I
ahead.
think you got to go Pierce and Mostert there. I mean, Harris is going to get a bounce back week. I do, but Mostert had a good week last week. Pierce, again, I still like him from last year. I think he's still going to be as good as he was in year 1 and year 2. It's just Najee Harris is such a tough one, man. Like it's like he should be so good, and he's just not because like they can't score or move the ball, so they have to throw.
They just have such a weird offense. It's not explosive. I feel like they really wanted Pickens to be like that next level guy. Deontay Johnson's taken a step back. He had a decent week last week, but they're just boring. The Steelers have always been a great defense. We get that, but their offense without Big Ben has just been garbage.
It allows the defense to clamp down on the run, which hurts Najee. So, you don't have anything long thread.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Okay, one more, and then we'll get to the picks. We have, let's see, Gabe Davis or Lockett. That's from Peyton. What do you think, Nick?
Probably Tyler Lockett. I think, again, I think Buffalo's going to score this week. Buffalo is one of those teams that they diversified all their different guys. And, I mean, Seattle is also the same way. You got Lockett, DK, and now Smith and Digbo there. So you got 3 different guys. But to me, Lockett's a deep weapon that he's going to get that 60-yard shot at least once a game, and it's probably going to go for a touchdown, and that's all you need. You just need one big play from Lockett to cover you for fantasy. And I feel like the likelihood of that happening is more than, a 33% chance that the ball is going to Gabe Davis in the end, but especially with Kincaid there now, like Tali was saying earlier, there's another option in that offense that they're going to go to. So
right.
I definitely think Lockett would be the move there.
Yeah, Tali, what do you think of your boy Gabe Davis? I don't know. I traded him for a reason. I mean, it was only week 1, but I just feel like the Bills got to get it figured out. But I know how explosive he can be. That's why I drafted him in the first place. I don't know if he's going to have that type of year.
I love Gabe Davis. I wish that they would kind of almost give him more chances. Him, and I think they need to put Khalil Shakir in the slot and actually give him the ball. Like, they just never really give those guys the ball. They'll try to force it to Diggs, or they're I don't know, here's James Cook or here's Dawson Knox. Like, it's almost, they have so much, and they're like, oh yeah, Gabe Davis is really good. Like, we don't need a second receiver, but we're also never going to just target him. We'll never give him the ball.
Right.
There's not enough consistency there, I think, in Buffalo's offense. Like, you might get Gabe Davis one week, and then the next week you might go 3 weeks without Gabe Davis. So you just don't have that consistency there like you do with Stephon Diggs in that offense.
Yeah, it's just totally different.
I drafted Gabe also, and I think that's exactly what it is, Nick. Like, you just gotta hope that you're on the right weeks, right? Like he's gonna get 5-6 targets a game, and you just hope that he catches them for $180 and 2 touchdowns.
I feel like Josh Allen's that guy too. That's like, if he's going to a receiver and it's working, they're just gonna do that the entire game. They're not even gonna look at somebody else.
Yeah, 100%. Your thoughts are welcome here on TikTok, or you can also call in from the50.com, from the50.com, hit the call button. Tali, let's get to the picks. We do have the music. If you're remote, you won't be able to hear it, but that's just the way it's going to be. But the music is on the podcast. Yeah, I know, Zook. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
It's my fault.
Couldn't be sorrier. All right,
He refuses.
Tally, what do we got for the first matchup?
All right, first one, we have Baltimore at Cincinnati. The Bengals are minus 3.5.
Let's go with Big Web first.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's all going to be about Burrow and how he gets started here. You know, like you guys said, wet weather last week. He only had 82 yards passing. Baltimore just played the Texans last week, but they put a win together, scored over 20 points. Give me Baltimore minus 3 and a hook.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, we're gonna go to with Baltimore as well. It's actually plus 3.5 there, Big Weather in Cincy. So just want to double check your pick there that it's Baltimore plus 3.5. But yeah, I think with that half hook, I'm trying to see. I forget what it opened up at. I think this line has kind of stayed the same throughout the week for the most part.
It was at 3, I think, all week.
Was at 3. So again, it's more money coming in still in Cincinnati. I think people are looking at that bounce back week for Joe Burrows, but I think Baltimore's a good enough team. I think they keep within a field goal.
Zook.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Bengals. Also, I think that they bounce back. I talked about the Week 1 disappointments. I think the Bengals are a little less worrisome than the Steelers or some of these other teams. Bad matchup with the Browns. They're on the road. It's raining. Browns have now beat them 9 out of 11 times, so they've got Cincy's number. Don't take too much from it. Another divisional game against a Ravens team that's super injured. I'm gonna go ahead and take Burrow, Chase, Higgins. All of them are gonna bounce back.
Tally.
I'm also on the Bengals. To Nick's point, 60% of the public bet is on the Bengals when you're talking spread. But both teams had really a bad week 1. I kind of trust the Bengals, though, to bounce back more than the Ravens.
Who did I take?
I'm on Baltimore.
Yeah, Nick's on Baltimore. TJ, you also took Baltimore.
I love Baltimore. I love it. They're getting, what's the number again officially?
3.5.
3.5. I'm running a show switching 18 cameras. Fuck you guys. We're good. I like Baltimore today, plus 3.5. I think it's going to be a close divisional game. I do think that's going to be a close division all season long. I think the Bengals will bounce back and play well today, but I think it's going to be a close one. Give me Baltimore plus 3.5. What's the next one?
All right, game number 2. We have Kansas City at Jacksonville. The Chiefs are minus 3.5.
Big Web.
This game is an early tiff. It's important to both teams. Yeah, can you hear me now?
I got you. We're starting to lose you a little bit.
Anyway, Kansas City and Jacksonville both need the game. Kansas City, I don't know what's going on with Kelsey. I don't know if he's playing or not, but they were not the same offense without him. I'm going with Jacksonville. He is playing okay.
Yep.
I'm still going with Jacksonville. They need the game. Both teams need the game, but it's a key win for either team early. But give me Jacksonville and those points.
Mr. Yale.
Yeah, I think we know where I'm going with this one. This is more of a homer pick than anything. Opened at 3, now it's 3.5. But Jacksonville, this is a year that they take that next step. And we saw the matchup last year in the divisional round where Jacksonville played close against Kansas City. They do get Kelsey back today. And I think that could be a little bit of a difference maker to help Kansas City kind of get on the right side of the ball and after that bad loss against to Detroit last week. So I'm going Jacksonville here, and I think they can keep it within a field goal. And just real quick, because I forgot to say at the top of the show, speaking of field goals, we know field goal kickers are my guys. Yesterday, the Missouri Tigers and Harrison Davis hitting the NCAA SEC longest.
I'll give you that. It was a hell of a game. I watched it.
Against Kansas State, baby, 3-0. We are rolling right now.
I thought they were going to do the most Mizzou thing and miss that after the delay of game, and I was going to laugh so hard.
Eli's a dumbass, first of all. We're not going to get into it. Unbelievable getting a delay of game penalty there. Anyway, Zook, what do you got on this game?
I hate rushing the field, too, and all full support. My hot take on the field is out.
Yeah, as an alumni, that I totally concur with Nick. Yeah, embarrassment across the board, but super awesome job by the thicker kicker, drilling it from 61.
Yeah,
that was sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Chiefs again, sort of a bounce back. Great win by the Lions last week, but
beautiful.
I think the Chiefs now are gonna come out a little bit more rejuvenated, a little angry. Take it a little bit more serious. Not that they didn't take the Lions serious, but they didn't lock in. They weren't executing. So I think they're gonna be forced to take the Jags serious. So they're gonna be 0-2. So I think that the Chiefs are gonna be locked in and win and cover the spread.
Tolly.
I'm going to take Jacksonville here. I
Okay.
think kind of with the weather, we see this all the time. If the Bills have to go down to South Florida and play early in the year, that heat and humidity play a big deal. You have Chris Jones has been sitting on his couch this whole time. How much is he really going to do? Kelsey's been super banged up. It could be one hit, and he's out the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Nick and the Jags.
I'm going to take Kansas City. I think there's a good chance that I lose this pick because I'm taking them in bets down to -2.5, or even money line. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I can't go against them. I'm going to be rooting for them a lot in bets today, so I'm going to go ahead and take them with the 3.5. That sucks, but I do think that, I don't know, it's going to be close. I'll take Kansas City, I guess. All right, what's the next one?
Game number 3, we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Los Angeles Rams. The Niners -7.
Big Web.
That's a tough number, but I really like the way Frisco played last week. The Rams are supposed to be down all year. It's a fat number, but I think Frisco's going to be able to cover that. Give me the Niners.
Okay, Nick.
Yeah, this one opened at 8. Now it's at 7. So, I mean, it's technically good for us here. I'm going to go San Francisco, too. They're on the road in Los Angeles. And I think what you saw from Los Angeles last week was some standout players in Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua. So some of the rookies that are doing the work for them and the younger guys on that team are playing well. But I just feel like San Francisco is a much better football team than Los Angeles is. And even on the road, I think they cover that touchdown.
Zook.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch. Initially, I had the Rams, but now that it's down to 7, and you can push with a 7-point victory, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Niners. Also, the Nacua injury's kind of making me rethink some things. I'm kind of with Nick. I just don't totally trust the playmakers. I think it's great. They looked a little better than we thought, in week 1, but divisional game 2, typically I'll lean like with the home dog. But San Francisco, I think a point of emphasis is starting fast this year. I think they're going to come out just as hard as they did against the Steelers in week 1. So I'll take the Niners.
Tolly.
I was on the Rams early in the week just thinking about Aaron Donald going after Brock Purdy right up in his face, seeing if he would struggle with that, kind of the home dog thing. But that San Fran defense is just so good.
Yep.
And they have every weapon on offense that they could ever want. I'm taking San Fran -7.
Yeah, it's an interesting number, and the Rams definitely played better than I expected in week 1. But yeah, they're just a better football team. I would be shocked if the Rams are kind of in this game. If they are, then it says a lot about them and Sean McVay, especially with Cooper Kupp out. They just I feel like they don't have anybody we know. So it's just a lot of new guys stepping up in week 1. I don't see that happening against San Francisco. So give me the Niners -7.
All right, now we go Sunday Night Football. You have the Miami Dolphins -2.5 against the New England Patriots in New England.
Big Web. It's only 2.5?
It's only 2.5.
Fuck. Go ahead.
Yeah, just saying that. This spread surprises me so much. It's less than a field goal. How can you not take Miami here the way they performed on offense and came back in that game? So, no, give me Miami for sure on this one.
Nick?
This is the toughest game on the board, I think, to pick today. This is Sunday Night Football. It's going to be a close game. You might get a Bill Belichick masterclass on Sunday Night Football, but I don't know. I'm going Miami. This was at 2 at the beginning of the week, now to 2.5. Wish we could have I guess it's okay. We can get that field goal, But to me, the line's just scary, right? Like, I would almost rather it be Miami 3.5, just to see what people are feeling like on this Miami team. I think this is where I could lose one this week, but I'm going to stick with Miami and lay the 2.5.
Zook?
Yeah, I'm with Nick. I'm going to go ahead and take the Miami Dolphins, too. I wonder if some of this line is influenced by the way the Patriots hung in there against the Eagles and really, probably should have won that game, but they didn't because they're not that good. So I'll go ahead and take the Miami Dolphins. I think that Bill's going to do a pretty good job containing them, but I think that's all you can really try to do when Miami has that offensive personnel. If they can protect Tua, keep him upright, I think the Dolphins are gonna win this football game. They've also, their defensive front guys, like it's for real. Like, I think Mac Jones, a mobile quarterback, I think they're a little bit in trouble on the other side. I wonder if that plays a big factor.
Tolly?
I think this is Vegas really trying to bait people. They did the same thing last week, I thought, with the Bengals-Browns line. I was like, the Bengals should easily win this game, but that line, you look at it, you're going, they're wanting you to think that, take that, like the Browns are probably going to win. They did. I feel like they're doing the exact same thing here, but I'm still gonna bite and I'm gonna take the Dolphins.
Yeah. This hurts because the Patriots are actually one of my favorite picks of the week. I got them a lot of bets up to 3.5. I just think at home they played really good against the Eagles in week 1. I was impressed. Bill's also just on one in divisional matchups, I feel like.
Yeah.
The Dolphins have owned them in the past, I get it. But they're in Foxborough. I think this is going to be a very good, fun game on prime time. So 3.5, I'm comfortable. 2.5 sucks ass, but I'm still going to take the Patriots.
I just don't think
really like it.
that New England defense has the speed to keep up with this Miami offense.
That's the question.
The Eagles
right.
don't have
Exactly.
that same. Nobody has the same speed that the
Real
Dolphins
players in
have.
Miami are way better.
Well, that's the thing.
All right, I'll tell you what. Any of you guys that want to take the Patriots in this one, I'll give you a 3.5. We'll do a milkshake bet with sprinkles. I love Miami in this
All
game.
right, Dad, I'll do it with you. I really do like Patriots plus 3.5. I do. I really do.
Done deal. Milkshake chocolate with sprinkles.
Done deal. Done deal. All right, next one.
All right, we go to our favorite game, the Toilet Bowl game of the week. We have the New York Giants going into the Arizona Cardinals. The Giants are minus 4.5.
Big Web.
When I saw that spread, I thought that was kind of funny too. I mean, but Arizona played reasonable football last week, which surprised me. And I think that's too many points. Like we said, toilet bowl of the week, so it's a shit game. But yeah, give me Arizona in those 4.5.
Nick.
Yeah, this one was at 6, now down to 4.5 for the Giants. I liked it at 6. I'm going to take it at 4.5 and take the Giants. I just think the performance that they put on display last week against Dallas was nothing short of horrendous. They need to come out and just take the worst team in the league to the absolute woodshed and win this one by 2 touchdowns to make a statement for their division, and a division that's going to be one of the tougher ones to play in this year. So I'm going to take the 4.5 here, and I think take Saquon to score a touchdown. I think Daniel Jones does not turn the ball over, and they get it done.
Zook.
Yeah, I think that this is a little bit of an overreaction on both sides from week 1. Because the Cardinals hung in there when we all thought that they were going to lose every game by 50 points and that the Giants got blown out. But everything that could go wrong for the Giants against the Cowboys did go wrong. That's not going to happen again. The Cardinals don't have the firepower that the Cowboys do. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Giants to bounce back.
Tolly.
This is like typical toilet bowl. Throw a dart at the wall and just pick whatever one, especially this early in the season. You have no idea. I'm just going to take Arizona on the points.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Giants. I don't like the number, and I know the Giants got just absolutely, what does Zook say, shit-railed last week.
Shit-railed.
Shit-railed. But I don't think Arizona's good at all. I think, yeah, I think it was a fluke last week with Arizona. I just think they suck. So I'm going to go ahead and take the New York G-Men. All right, Tolly, what do we got next?
Dogs.
Dogs. Big Web, what's your dog? Big Web, your dog.
Hell, I don't remember. Tally, who's my dog?
Your dog is the New York Jets.
Jets, Jets.
Jets plus 8.5.
Yes, and the reason is that's a lot of points right there. Their defense played phenomenal last week. You got 2 good defenses. Zach Wilson, unfortunately, is an interception waiting to happen. But other than him, I think the Jets will be hanging this football game. If he doesn't make too many damn mistakes, they're going to cover. That's my dog of the week.
Nick Yale.
Yeah, so again, all these spreads this week are pretty low, and we still don't know a whole lot from what we saw in week 1. So I'm going to go back to another bounce-back team, and Tally talked about baiting Lions earlier, and it's going to be down in Tampa Bay. I think the books are trying to bait you to get Tampa Bay. That look just beat the Vikings under a field goal at home. So we're going to go with the Chicago Bears plus 2.5. Justin Fields, bounce back game. Bears, again, another team in a tough division that need to get a win this week with the way Detroit's playing, with the way Green Bay looked last week. Chicago has to win this game on the road against the Tampa Bay team that has a good defense, so Justin Fields needs to prove himself. But Baker Mayfield is not that guy. They're on their high horse. They think they're going to win that game in the first home game. It's not going to happen. Justin Fields gets it done. They win this outright.
Zook.
I like the Jets. As Big Web expertly put it, that's a lot of points. So I feel like I might be on the Jets a lot this year, just because of how good I think their defense is. Maybe like if it gets overcorrected, then I'm gonna stop betting on Zach Wilson. But for now, I'll take the Jets to keep games close.
Tolly?
I'm gonna take Zook's Packers +3. The
Wow.
Falcons stink.
They do. They do stink.
So I don't.
Yeah.
Green Bay's getting points. I'll take them. Why not?
That's not bad. And they played good. They played really good week 1 against the Bears. I will take the Jets with Dad. I really do like the Jets. I think that people are, especially Vegas, is going to underestimate them a little bit with the loss of Aaron Rodgers. And trust me, it's understood that he's gone and Zach Wilson's not Aaron Rodgers, but their defense is sick. And they still have weapons on offense. So I think they'll keep it close enough. 8.5's a lot of points. Give me the New York Jets plus 8.5. Do like that pick a lot. And finally, Aces of the Week, boys. Big Web.
I think I took Green Bay. I like the fact they're getting points. Played well, surprised me last week. Green Bay.
Mr. Yale.
Yeah, so we're going to Buffalo. Again, this is another team. We talk about bounce back weeks. Josh Allen and Buffalo Bills need to have a bounce back week. They're coming home, and they're going to play extremely well today. I think that offense is going to click on all cylinders. I think Josh Allen fantasy owners are going to have a absolute massive day, and the Bills are going to win this one handedly. I'm not going to say easily. I'm going to say handedly. I'm not going to use the L word, anything like that. But the Bills, I think, get the job done and win it handedly.
Zook.
I like the Broncos. I think it's ugly. In fact, I know it's ugly. But they're hosting the Commanders. They have such an advantage in the history against the spread. They are really good at home in September. That's an advantage in that altitude. I don't see them going 0-2 in that altitude in September with the historical numbers. It's just a simple math equation for me. I also think Sean Payton's going to kind of get these guys right. They get Jerry Jeudy back, which I think is going to be a big deal for that offense. So I'm going to take them to cover. Is it? I had it at 4, Nick. At Tolly, is that what you've got?
I got -3.5 right now.
We love it.
All right. Tolly?
I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints. They're -3 playing the Carolina Panthers, who are garbage. I wasn't here on week 1. I couldn't talk about it. I think the Saints are actually going to be really good this year. They don't. Ryan Tannehill is probably the best quarterback that they play all year. I think they might have Kirk Cousins later, but that's it. Every other quarterback they play is a rookie or absolutely terrible. So I'm going to take the Saints -3.
I like that. I'm going to change. I actually was going to take the Patriots, but now that's under 3, I'm a little worried. So I'm actually going to double up. I still don't like this number, but I think they have the best chance to win by a touchdown today. I'll take the Chiefs with Travis Kelce back. I know it's scary. I know Nick hates that. He's shaking his head at me right now. But I really do want the Chiefs to I think they're going to play well. I think they're going to be able to cover the 3.5. It sucks, but I don't see a better play. I'm worried about the Lions -4.5 against Seattle. I think they'll win, but that's a tough number. It's just there's a lot of close ones. Patriots were my top one, and they had to screw me over with the 2.5.
Lions and all your CJ Gardner Johnson, whoever it is, ski mask bullshit that's going on up there. You guys are going to lose outright against Seattle. Jags are winning outright against Kansas City. We'll see.
For sure.
Oh boy, here he goes.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Let's see. Pro gambling action. I love you, man. I had to block you for a minute. I'll unblock you. You're answering everybody's questions. I want to keep it just with us. So I apologize. There's a lot going on. I'll unblock you. I wanted to get your attention. Don't answer everybody's fancy questions. That's what we're gonna do. If that's cool. We're all good. Just let us do that. I don't want it all in the chat with you answering. If you're cool. All right? We're good to go. So there you go, everybody. That's our picks for the week from the50.com. So you can get involved. You can call in from the50.com. We'll answer some fantasy questions and get you going. We'll have Big Web's best bet of the week coming up as well. Let's see. Blue Carrot says T. Higgins or Kenneth Walker for flex today. I'm going to go with T. Higgins. I think that he'll have a bounce back week.
That's probably a fair pick for flex. I think Kenneth Walker is, again, one of those guys that, like, now that you got Smith and Jigba in that offense and DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, they're going to throw the ball a lot still. So I don't know. I think that's a good play, T. Higgins.
Yeah, that's good. I like that too. Packers or Saints for my defense this week. That's from Rivera.
Probably the Saints defense. Their defense is actually really good. You're going up
Yeah.
against a rookie quarterback in the Panthers.
Who are the Packers playing again?
The Falcons. I mean, it's the same situation there, but I think your Saints defense is better than what the Packers defense is.
I think Saints defense is more likely to get you a turnover.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. Pickett or Watson? That's from Bryson. I mean, Watson. What are we talking about here?
Dude, that's
The easiest question
Watson.
of all time.
Is it
that should be the easiest answer.
Christian
of all time.
Watson's out today?
Oh, I
isn't
think he means like Deshaun
I
Watson.
think it's Deshaun at quarterback.
Unless it's George. Well, that's George
Okay,
Pickens. It
yeah.
should be Kenny Pickett or Watson
got
is
you,
what
yeah.
I am understanding.
Christian
Well, and
Watson's
Christian
not.
Watson's not playing today.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right. I think that
That's
was
what
a
I
Imagine it's
quarterback
Deshaun
question.
Watson.
Yeah.
Definitely start Deshaun Watson.
Yep. Let's see. Juan says, I picked 2 players, Tyler Algier, Michael Pittman, or James Conner. Yikes.
James Conner.
Algier.
None of them.
Probably-
Yeah, right. None of them. I would
I don't
probably.
know.
Michael Pittman had a pretty good week 1. I would start him.
So did Algier. Algier went off.
I think Algier's an overreaction though for week 2. That's a week 1 guy that like got his shit going, and then I think week 2 just doesn't do anything. Bijan didn't.
I'm
get
with
the
you,
whole,
Nick.
Yeah.
Didn't get the whole workload. That's like don't overreact. That's what you have to do in week 1 is not make that swift overreaction for
Yeah.
those guys. Those kind of no-name waiver wire guys. If he has a good week 2, yeah, then you start in week 3.
Algier's
Like,
not a
don't-
no-name guy though. He was a star last year.
He's not a no-name guy. He certainly was not a star last year.
Right.
And plus, you got Bijan in that offense. Like
Yeah.
Algier got 2 touchdowns. That's like a Jamal Williams, having a good week of getting 2 touchdowns. But then you start him this week and he gets you 2 points.
Right. Well, that's the thing is, and you also saw Bijan was super explosive last week. He got in the end zone and he looked good. And it's kind of like the Gibbs with the Lions thing. Like, Montgomery will slowly start getting faded out. Like, Algier isn't really, I mean, he's not even the number 1 anymore. It's just he's going to start being.
They used
less
Algier
relevant.
because they don't want to showcase the rest of their offense to the league when they're getting into these next, tougher games and stuff that they're playing in. And Atlanta's not playing in it. They're playing with the Packers today. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Right. I traded Kelsey and Adams for St. Brown, Pollard, and Komet. Thoughts? Wow. That's
Kelsey
That's a
and
blockbuster.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Kelsey and Adams for St. Brown. Who's the other one?
Pollard and Komet. Yeah, that's a lot. You have a
Drop
lot
him,
there,
man.
man.
That was not a good. I don't think he did good.
I don't like that. I don't think you should ever be trading Travis Kelsey.
Well, Travis Kelsey and Devontae, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I think you gave up a
Devontae
lot.
is like, I could see trading Devontae because, again, he didn't have a fantastic week 1, but again, Devontae's still one of the better wide receivers in the league. So I would never trade Travis Kelsey.
Do I trade Derrick Henry and Terry McLaurin for Bijan and Judy? That's from JC.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
If you can get Bijan, I think get Bijan.
I mean, the thing is, don't you think? Here's how I look at it: like total, like yeah, Bijan's definitely the best player out of that group, but Henry, if he gets back to his old ways, which he usually does midway through the season, I know if you don't want to wait that long, I get it. But Judy, like McLaurin's better than Judy, I think. Don't you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. He's more
Yeah.
consistent with targets.
Right. That's what I'm wondering.
Yes, but I think there's like Judy still has that explosive upside if they can figure it out. And Bijan to me is what Derrick Henry was 3 years ago. So like Derrick Henry is on the fantasy decline, like D-Hop and a lot of the other guys are, especially in that Titans offense.
Yeah.
They suck.
They
Like,
do suck. Yeah,
they're going
they
to
do.
key on the run game and shut them down.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry can still be a beast. It's just him being in that Titans offense is tough for you.
Yeah,
I need
100%.
Bijan in a shitty Atlanta offense because they're just going to run him 35 times.
Thank you, Harley, for the rose. Sent Nick a rose. Oh my gosh, like the fantasy chat, little rose on TikTok. There you go. Yeah, that's nice. Harley is asking, should I start Hunter
not
Henry?
nice.
Hunter Henry over Kyle Pitts. That's from Harley.
That's I'm the proponent of Hunter Henry's kind of on a decline now, but Kyle Pitts is like, God, man, you just know Kyle Pitts can have one of those games. Some point he has to.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
When's it gonna happen?
I think Kyle Pitts, you have to keep starting him. He's one of those guys that you hate to start, but you have to start every week because when you don't, he'll go off. That's what I think. Let's see. Zach Moss or Eli Mitchell. Jones is out, so need one. That's from Travis. Is Eli Mitchell even, playing?
barely
a lot?
Gotta be
still
Zach
in the
Moss.
league.
I mean, McCaffrey's the guy there in San
Yeah.
Francisco.
That's
Eli
the
Mitchell
problem.
is the number 2.
He
But,
must
I
be in
mean-
like a 16-team league. That is that's tough right there.
Because San Francisco, even if they don't use McCaffrey, they're going to use Ayuk and Debo as like a
Yeah.
running back, wide receiver, that shit that Shanahan likes to do. So I'm definitely starting Zach Moss. He's going to get volume there.
Yeah, I think Zach Moss is.
Yeah, right. I think that's an easy one because he's gonna play, Nick. Like
Yeah,
I
right.
drafted Eli Mitchell as like, what if McCaffrey goes down, and the coaching staff's like, well, we want to keep him fresh. We're not going to, give him 25 carries a game in September. So I was like, oh, Eli Mitchell might be useful for like 8 weeks. That was a fucking lie.
Right.
So he hardly played.
Zook, I actually got a good one for you because I have a question about this gentleman as well. Musgrave or Freiermuth? I have Musgrave on my bench, and I'm putting Kmet over him today. I think he's going to be a stud at some point, but I just don't trust him yet.
Yeah, no, I just don't think the volume's there yet for the Packers offense. Like, they're going to try to run the ball. Now, Aaron Jones is out today, so I don't think Dylan's nearly as explosive, which will force them to throw the ball. But I actually really like Freiermuth today, and here's why. Deontay Johnson is out, going to miss a couple weeks, so, like, who's their top pass catchers? It's Pickens, and now it's Freiermuth.
Right.
And I don't think Pickens, for all his talent, is the best separator. So I think Freiermuth is going to be a security blanket for Kenny Pickett today, and I think he's going to have a pretty good game. So I'd go Freiermuth today, but season long I think Musgrave is a good guy to have on your bench because he is the starter. He's getting all of the reps, and I think he and Sam Laporta can kind of buck the rookie tight end trend this year if it continues and their quarterbacks can distribute the ball to them.
Yeah, I have him. I like what they did in week 1. It's so early. I'm going to trust Kmet first because Fields has actually been going to him a decent amount. I know DJ Moore's his guy now, but overall he's been going to Kmet, which is good for me. Let's see. Who has the most rushing yards, CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson? What a question. Yeah.
CJ Stroud's a little banged up today, so
is he playing? I thought he was out. Is he playing?
He's playing.
He is playing.
I think he's good. I think he's going. I think he's going to go, but they're not going to let him scramble and do that. So Anthony Richardson for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with that. Let's see. Mason, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. T-Law or Goff? Oh, Nick, our quarterbacks. What are your thoughts?
QBs. Who's Detroit playing today?
Lions are
Seattle.
playing Seattle, correct.
Man, I'd probably start Goff, honestly. In that
Yeah.
situation.
I will have to say, all bias aside, I think Jerry Goff's the play. I don't like the matchup with T-Law. I think the Chiefs will get after him a little bit. I think he'll play fine, but I think Goff has a better opportunity to go off today.
Jacksonville has more weapons there, but I think Amon-Ra St. Brown's probably the best player offensively on those two teams, and like he's going to get his workload and like a security blanket. If you need a wide receiver who's a security blanket, Amon-Ra St. Brown's that guy. So.
My fantasy team now consists of Jerry Goff as my quarterback, Amon-Ra St. Brown as my wide receiver 1, and Jahmyr Gibbs as my RB2.
Did you ever think you would have 3 Lions on your fantasy team?
No, but I fucking love it because I picked up. I wasn't gonna get Goff, and he's on the waiver wire, and I'm like, let's go. Let's just get them all. Let's just lock in. It's all Lions this year, no matter what.
I got this season-long entry on Prize Picks of all Jaguars players, and then Daniel Carlson more than 5.5 50-yard field goals because I have to have one other player in there. And it's Ridley receiving yards, T-Law touchdowns, Kirk receptions, and ETN rush yards. And they all had great games last week except for Christian Kirk.
I was like, Kirk might be your only bad one.
I know. That one might lose. It's a 6-pick flex. So,
Dad, you don't like Christian Kirk. You're not a fan of Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk is not my pal at all. But somebody likes him, not me.
Somebody likes him.
It's a 5 flex. It pays out 10x if I hit that.
Yeah, somebody said just get Sam Laporta. Yeah, if you get Laporta, I got the whole damn offense. I'd be good to go.
Yeah, you could get Laporta.
Be ready to rock. Let's see. Miles Sanders or Jahan Dotson is a flex. That's from Mason. I'll go Miles Sanders today. He got a big workload. He didn't go off, but big workload.
I was going to say, I know we had the preseason fantasy challenge. I was shitting on Miles Sanders, but he actually had a pretty good week last week. So, I mean, if he's getting the workload,
he's in my flex. Like, he's not a standout RB. Like, I wouldn't put him over Gibbs or Mixon, but, like, he's getting a workload. They're trying to make it work with him, which is good.
That's the thing. You're not, like, your flex guys, you're not necessarily – I mean, it's nice if they score a touchdown, but they're, more there for volume usage over, your starting running backs, your Nick Chubbs, your – Ramondre Stevensons that need to score a touchdown for you to win your fantasy week. Those other guys like Miles Sanders, they're just getting workload. They're not getting in the end zone, but you might get the ball for rush for 100 yards, which is still 10 points. So.
Someone's asking, where is it? It was Musgrave or Kittle. I mean, that's Kittle.
Kittle.
All right. I mean, that's not even close.
You should never take Kittle out.
I was gonna say, Zook, is there any reason you'd start him over Kittle? I don't think so. Now, yeah, it's a little
Kittle's
early.
all banged up again coming in the end of the year, but again, I think he's one of those.
Yeah, I think like Musgrave's a great insurance policy to have if he gets hurt or
Yeah.
goes to shit. But yeah, if you have Kittle, you're starting him.
JMO's saying Cooper, Pittman, or Scary Terry today.
Is Cooper hurt?
Cooper is out, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. He is out today. Yeah, so Pittman and
Was he
McLaurin.
talking Amari Cooper?
Probably. I would imagine so. I don't know who else it would be Cooper, unless Cooper Kupp's also
Well,
out.
I thought Amari Cooper was playing.
Amari Cooper's out. He was questionable, and he was projected 0 on ESPN this morning. That's why I took him out. If not, I need to change my lineup.
Who's the third? It was Amari Cooper.
Cooper, Pittman, or Scary Terry?
Oh, Scary Terry.
Scary Terry's the start. If Cooper's healthy, take Cooper, but I don't think he's playing today. Dad's buddy Billy Hoare says take the 49ers over.
Niners over against the Rams. I like that.
Dad, your thoughts?
You could see that. Yeah.
Okay.
See the Rams scoring 20 points.
Yeah.
Wait, team total or game over? 45.5 is the full game.
Yeah, full game over. I think that's what he's talking about. Let's see. Let's keep going here. Josh Reynolds or Sam Laporta for flex. Good Lord.
Sam Laporta.
Why the fuck is Josh Reynolds on your team?
Josh Reynolds should not be on any fantasy rosters.
I'm wondering if these guys are just bad at fantasy football, or if they have like a million players in their league. Like Josh Reynolds is your flex option.
I know some teams that are some leagues where they're like 32-man leagues.
Crazy.
No thanks.
They're like they do each they represent each an NFL team 32-man league.
Oh my God.
That's like worse than dynasty.
That's incredible.
You're probably winning every week with like 75 points scored.
Seriously.
No, you've got those games like be 50-40. Like you're gonna have Pat Mahomes as your quarterback, and then you're gonna have fucking Kyron Williams as your running back. You're RB1.
Yeah, that's brutal. We'll keep a few more. We're going to go about another 10 minutes, you guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Again, this is From the 50, from the 50.com. Find all our socials. We're very active, especially on TikTok and on Instagram. We haven't been active the last week because obviously became a father last week. So this is just, it happens. Family comes first, so we've been busy and for good reason. But this week, we're back on track. Obviously, the Sunday show here, live in studio for the first time. Thanks to Zook for doing it last week. Nick and I will do fantasy chat Monday or Tuesday. And then Dad and I will be back Weber Wednesdays. Big Web, we've had a lot of people asking seriously about Weber Wednesdays, which is awesome. They were worried about it being missed last week, so that's good.
No, absolutely. It's a fun time. I mean, you talk about letting loose and kicking back about what just happened the previous week and what's coming up in the next week. We have a lot of fun on that show.
We do. Yeah, we do. Tune in every Wednesday. And then also, I probably won't do it this week, but I do want to do something I like to call the bitching hour, where I go live after the 3 o'clock games before Sunday Night Football and let you bitch about everything you lost, because everyone's not going to win today, unfortunately. Just the way it is. Especially,
I'm going 6-0.
You're going 6. Oh yeah. By the way, how humble am I for not mentioning who won last week? I totally forgot, boys.
I'm gonna blame it on the fact that I picked with no music because I wasn't on the show or anything.
I mean, 6-1.
We'll give you 6-1 and having a baby on the same day.
Unbelievable. 6-1 on the same day. Like the king is back. He just does what he does. It's just normal. We just keep on rolling. The train keeps rolling down the tracks, Tolly. Keep getting wins.
No, there is a little bit of an asterisk here. I gave you a break because you were having a child.
Here's the excuse. What are you talking about?
You picked the Thursday night game.
So?
We never pick the Thursday night game.
Get the fuck out of here.
The Thursday night game is out.
I want.
No, because it's always you pick on the show. So it's Sunday and Monday. But I let it go.
I just had a baby. You don't have.
That's why I let it go.
Come on.
That's why I let it go.
What was standings from the week? I think
without the king.
TJ was 6-1. Nick, Zook, and Big Web went 4-3. I went 2-5. Everybody hit their dog last week except for Big Web, and then Nick, Big Web, and TJ all hit their ace of the week.
Guess what else I forgot? Collie gets to sign the sign today. He gets to sign the sign today. Yeah,
that's right.
Let's go. We get it live on the show. And guess what? We got this cool new camera that moves with a remote control. I can put it live on the show. This is fantastic.
Let's see it.
Tolly, get up and go sign the board, sir. This is fantastic. Oh, Nick Tolly's getting up. Let me get the camera over here. Let me switch this around a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, you got a little pen. No. Get one of those big old markers that people can see your name on.
Get a big fat marker. It has to be at least this big.
Get one of those big markers. Yeah.
Hey, who has yet to sign the sign? I know I have not signed the sign.
I have signed it.
Dad and Zook are the only two.
Yeah. I lost last year, but last year I was moving all over the world and shit like that. So my pick for it is Sharp, Zook.
I mean, we got look out. Hold on.
Back on point.
I threw the intro in there for a second to keep you guys in your
I was in
toes.
danger of signing this line last year. That was my
No,
worst
I
year
was
as
trying to
a
race
pro
over there.
show was last.
13 weeks. 13 weeks until
Yeah.
the end of the year. I came back hot in December.
Here we go. Nick Tolley, live production. You guys can't see it, but it is on the show. I suck at picking football games. You see my name, unfortunately, top right. Yeah, blue's fine.
We're going with blue because of the Bills.
Blue because of the Bills. Give it a big old capital, some capitals. No. No, put it to the right where the camera can see it. We need to see you sign it. Yeah, here we go.
It's a little squished over here.
A little squished. It's okay.
Put the year by it too.
There we go. The great Nick Tolley signing. I suck at picking football games. Just everybody's gonna have to do this at some point, for sure.
No, not stuck. Never.
No, for sure. No, we're gonna be doing this show for 20 years at least, and there it is.
Look at I will never lose.
There he is. The great Nick Tolley signs the board. Congratulations, Tolley, on being the worst picker from last season. Great to see it. Good stuff.
I would like to point out I was number 1 the year before.
Well, I will say, now it's a bad start. A little 2-5 action.
It is a bad start.
Yeah, man, that's rough. That's rough.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Your thoughts are welcome from the50.com. You guys can check out all of our links. Let me get Tolley's camera here. It's going a little bit slow. Just slowly go. Oh, it's because it zoomed in. There we go. Let's zoom back. Oh, you guys can see my beautiful wall here. We got some nice memorabilia. We got all kinds of good stuff. There we go. There's the great Nick Tolley. We'll answer a few more fancy questions. We'll get out of here. Again, you guys can follow us everywhere from the50.com. If you missed the show and you want to watch and hear all the back and forth, I know football's coming up. That's obviously why we do this before kickoff. But you can listen to the podcast feed. I'll have the full episode on if you want to hear all the back and forth between all of us talking shit and having fun. Please go ahead and do that. Also, you can record it and get our bad takes and say, "Oh, you guys fucked this up. Let's mark that one down." It's on our podcast feed from the50.com. Okay, a few more. Dobbs or Collins, Nick? Now, is that Nico Collins?
No, Romeo probably. Probably Nico Collins. Romeo Dobbs. I'd start Romeo Dobbs.
Romeo Dobbs.
No Christian Watson today. Jordan Love looked good last week. I'm fading. I'm a Jordan Love hater. I'm fading Jordan Love's under or less than TDs on the year, but looked good last week, so I'd start him.
There we go. Let's see. Komet or Michael Thomas? That's from Isaac.
Ooh, that's good. Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas in your flex, if that's where you're going. Lockett or Mostert in my flex? That's from Rivera.
Probably Mostert. Too much diversity with Lockett.
How did he do? Is he the starter in Miami right now?
He is.
Okay. So that's the other thing too. I was in the hospital, so I didn't watch every game. So I'm just like catching up on some of this shit.
Yeah, Jeff Wilson injured last week. They got a gaggle of guys that are trying to get that running back 2 spot. So most have been kind of
gaggle of guys.
GOG.
Shaheed or Davis? That's from Derek.
Ooh, Rashid Shaheed. I think he scored a TD last week.
Yep.
I think I'd take him over Gabe Davis right now.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do.
He has there's less options around him.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
just Michael Thomas or Olave. No Kamara still with the suspension, so
Definitely.
and no tight end really. I mean, Taysom Hill, but
Garrett Wilson or Jahan Dotson? That's from Dom.
gotta be Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson all day, man. Start him until he lets you down. That's an automatic start for me.
Even with Zach Wilson as quarterback and playing against a tough Dallas D, like Jahan Dotson's going in against Denver, so
It's still your number one option. Garrett Wilson's still Zach Wilson's number one option, so he should.
I'm not sold on Sam Howell yet there in Washington. So
I agree with that.
The other thing with Garrett Wilson going against that Jets D is Trevon Diggs doesn't move from one side of the field to the other. He just stays on his one side, so they can move Garrett Wilson around and get him a better matchup. And I assume they're going to do that today.
Kittle or Laporta? San Francisco has a lot of mouths to feed. That's from Jordan Sweeney.
Good thing's gotta be Kittle, right?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'll be honest. That's the one I might think about because Laporta did get a lot of receptions from Goff. I think Goff trusts him already. And I thought Brock Wright was going to get the majority of the snaps at tight end. Laporta's the guy. I mean, he's already – and Brock Wright's in there, but Laporta's been starting for them and with the first team for a long time.
You could see starting.
I feel like Detroit has a different priority list, though, when they get in the red zone. They kind of look at Amon-Ra. They have their running backs that they like to go to, whereas, like, with Brock Purdy and them, once they're in the red zone, it kind of is a Kittle show.
No, you're right.
It's going to be him and McCaffrey.
I will say, like, Laporta's not a bad idea there, but like what you're saying, if you want a higher ceiling, I would take Kittle. I think Laporta might be a safer play if you want to say, but Kittle gives you more of that 20-plus points factor. Okay, a few more. We'll wrap this one up. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. It's been a great week, too. Excited to have Big Web and Zook back in studio next week. Should be awesome. Are you back next week, Tully?
I am.
Good deal. Maybe we'll have 4 of us in studio. It'll be awesome. Let's see. Terry or Olave. That's from Clancy.
Olave.
Nick, what do you think? That's tough for me. I don't know. How did Olave do last week?
The Saints are going against the Panthers. They're not good.
Yeah, that's a good point Ty makes there. I think Chris Olave is probably going to be the guy. Again, you never know how guys are going to play when they go to Denver with the altitude there. But I
and like
don't
you said,
trust...
I'm not sold on Sam Howell either.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I trust the veteran quarterback and Derek Carr over the second-year guy in Sam Howell.
Let's see. Mostert, Pacheco, or Moss in the flex, full PPR. That's from Seth.
Mostert, if it's PPR, I think is probably the move there.
I'm still going Pacheco. I'm big on Pacheco today. I don't know what it is. I know Kansas City's running backs are interesting. I just feel like he has an opportunity to get in the end zone twice every game.
Just telling you, Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen, I think they're going to contain the run game a little bit more than they are the pass game there in Kansas City. And Kansas City's got to open it up. And Kadarius Toney needs to have a better week. So I think at Mahomes, and with Kelsey back, he's going to be getting the ball a lot.
Does Mahomes even really throw the ball to Toney this week? Because I don't think I would if I was him.
I
would 100% not throw the ball.
I put him in any touchdown scorer parlay, actually.
I think a couple
he single-handedly lost them the game.
But
on 2 different plays, he screwed up twice.
But you know what they do. He'd go right back to him right away.
But Kelsey's getting the ball. We obviously know that. But you got Sky Moore, Valdez Scantling, Toney, who neither 3 of those guys were.
Rashee Rice led the team in targets last week.
I'm telling you right now, he's going to go to him first opportunity he can. If he drops it one more time, he's dead to him. But if he makes a play, I don't think he's going to care. That's how Mahomes is. He's going to give you another opportunity. But if he does the same thing this week that he did last week, he's going to be gone before the third quarter.
When you lead to us getting 2 interceptions and both of which cost us the game, if he makes one of those 2 plays, they win.
Brian Branch pick 6, beautiful. I mean, it was just right there. It's just perfect deflection and took it back for 6. You got to love it.
I'll let TJ keep jacking off his lines. I got a dip so I can go get these games on time.
All right, the great Nick Yale, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Nick. All right.
Cheers, boys. Good luck this week.
See you later. That's the great Nick Yale here on the phone lines. Let's do a couple more questions and we'll wrap this one up. Sit 1. Michael Pittman, Zach Wilson. Is it Zach? No, Garrett Wilson. Pittman, Wilson, D-Hop, Zay Flowers. That's from Eddie. Do not sit Wilson.
I'm sitting D-Hop.
Man, I don't trust Michael Pittman. I don't trust Indy still.
I don't trust Tannehill to get the ball to an injured DeAndre Hopkins.
Dad, what do you think there?
Flowers had a good week last week. I'd go with Flowers.
Yeah, I would go ahead and sit. Man, I'd take Pittman out. Tolly would take D-Hop out. Let's see, Kittle or Kmet? Kittle, 1,000%. I don't think that's even close. Let's see, Amari Cooper or Christian Kirk. Well, Amari Cooper's out, so Christian Kirk.
Not Kirk.
He's not officially out because he's supposed to play tomorrow, but unlikely to play.
I get what you're saying.
Unlikely to play.
Gotcha. I'm probably making the right call there, not starting him then, right?
Yeah.
Because I put Williams in just to be safe.
If he's unlikely to play, then you cannot have him in your lineup and risk that.
Okay, good deal. All right, 2 more, and then we'll wrap it up. Get ready for kickoff, everybody. Let's see. Blake, thank you for the follow. DK or Brandon Ayuk?
Oof.
Ayuk had such a big week last week.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to take Ayuk out of your lineup. I have DK in mind, but I don't have somebody like Ayuk.
I will say the line.
How are you choosing between those two? Who else do you have?
I know.
That's got to
the
be
question.
like a daily thing or something.
DFS maybe.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say I agree with you. Take Ayuk because I think the Lions secondary might shut down DK today. I think actually Tyler Lockett could have a decent day. So we'll both say Ayuk. All right, last one. Let's find a good one. Vincenzo says Lockett or Algier, Pickens. Oh, wait. Lockett, Algier, Pickens, or Wilson. Pick 2. Definitely start Garrett Wilson. If that's Garrett Wilson, 100%. Yeah. And I would say Lockett probably.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
I mean, this is the hard part, and you don't know which way they're going, really. That defense is going to have to choose to either take out Lockett or DK. Mm-hmm. They're going to eliminate one of them, but you really don't know which one.
Right, exactly. That's just the way that their offense rolls, and we'll see what happens. All right, we're about to wrap it up, but first we got Big Web's Best Bet of the Week. Dad, do you have it, or do you want me to read it?
Well, I just want to say a couple things, and you can read it. So first thing is our division winners that we picked preseason. We had multiple winners in week 1, so watch that, follow that. We'll be letting you know, but we had a lot of wins, probably 80% wins of our picks for the division winners won in week 1. Hopefully we can continue that here. Also, last week we gave you a 5 or 6-way teaser. We got 5 out of 6. Just missed one game, the Bears, last week. So similar teaser this time. And read that off.
All right, so the one that Dad sent me is this 4-pick parlay. So today he's got, it's plus 260, 140 to pay 504. We got San Francisco minus 1.5 against the Rams. Love that. Packers plus 8 against the Falcons. I do like that as well. Dolphins plus 3 against the Patriots. I love the Patriots today, but I do like them getting 3. That's a good number. And then Buffalo minus 2.5. Those 4 plus 260. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's a good purchase of points right there, and still some reasonable odds. What are you getting, like 3-1 on your money or something like that?
Yeah. No, it's solid. It's a good one. I honestly think there's the most money that's been bet, according to, I don't know if it was FanDuel or who it was, but they said the Lions are heavily bet today. The Bears are heavily bet today, which is, people are expecting them to be better. But after the first week, I was shocked.
They were poor, really poor on the line, too.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
I know. I think it's also, what was the other team? Oh, the Chiefs. The Chiefs are obviously, people think it's going to be a bounce back week.
Yeah.
So people think the Chiefs as well. So
I like buying the Bills down there. The line where it's at now is way too many points. I think that they win by like 5 or less points.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a better job in the second half last week, but they're going to have to stay in their run gaps to contain Josh Jacobs. Because if they did what they did last week where they got out of him, then Breece Hall, you see him go for like a 70-yarder and an 80-yarder. They're not going to be able to do that against Josh Jacobs. Like, they have to stay disciplined, and they're going to have to stop him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. I agree with you. So my parlay, real quick, 4-leg parlay, I did some different lines. I did Kansas City minus 2.5 against Jacksonville. I did Lions money line, Jets plus 10.5 against Dallas, and the Patriots plus 7.5 against Miami, plus 453. I do like that a lot. So
we can both win.
We can both win, man. That's it. That's it. We can both win. Big Web, any last-minute thoughts for the people before we sign off?
Tell you what, guys, we'll be looking forward to being back in the studio next week and rolling with the NFL. You know, we get into week 2, week 3, we start learning more about these teams. And appreciate everybody tuning in. Fun time.
Absolutely. Tali, anything to say?
Josh Allen is him. Go Bills.
We need the fart noise on here, too, whenever there's a bad take. All right, that'll do it for the great Zach Zook, Nick Yale, Nick Talley, Big Web. I'm TJ Weber saying so long. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back next Sunday from 10:30 a.m. CT all the way up until kickoff. But until then, enjoy week 2. Good luck. If we do end up getting close on some bets, some big bets, we might go live later on TikTok and maybe on YouTube. But probably we'll be off for the day. Just watch and follow all our socials at FromThe50.com for all of our clips, links, and everything else. All right, guys, that'll do it for everybody here from the 50.